Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you about how I gave the homeowner all the right information, still lost the job, but I'm okay with it. So first thing, the call came in over the weekend. My service tech went over and took a look at the equipment. Came in Monday morning, said, hey, these homeowners are down. They need a new price for a furnace and air conditioner to be exact. I have a sales sheet that I give all the service techs, so while they're out on a breakdown over the weekend or over night calls, they can fill out all the information when length, width, height, size of the furnace, size of the house, and everything like that. So going over the equipment, or the existing equipment, and the issue with the house was that it had a cracked heat exchanger. That was pretty bad. So he actually shut them down. It was a Sunday, so it was just shut down overnight. Figured out my price, emailed it over to the homeowner. That afternoon, I got a phone call back. She said, hey Joe, I have 4 bids, you were my 4th one. The 3 other bids have 100,000 BTU furnaces and a 4-ton air conditioner, which is similar to what's in here right now. I happen to quote an 80,000 BTU furnace with a 3-ton air conditioner. She goes, everyone is telling me that you're wrong. Why did you bid it like this? And so I kind of explained everything, just the size of the house. Again, like I said, this is me not going to the house or really seeing everything or analyzing everything. So I set up an appointment for that afternoon later on, and I headed out to her house. After looking over all the ductwork and everything, I saw that she only had a 16x8 duct coming off the front of the furnace and 3 6-inch pipes going out the back and up to the 2nd floor. Upon arrival to the house, she showed me the way down to the utility room, and I started measuring up the furnace, started looking at the house a little bit more, then measuring the ductwork. Off the front of the ductwork was a 16x8 duct, and then out the back of the plenum, there were 3 6-inch pipes going somewhere in the house. It was a finished basement, so it was tough to know where exactly these runs were going. Now understand, this house was built like in 1902, so the insulation isn't the best, has really leaky windows, and so that is probably the reason why all the other contractors were sizing such large equipment. But what I brought in there was an air duct calculator. I know that salesmen don't carry around tools. Like, that's not what they're there to do. They're there to go, inspect the equipment, price the homeowners. But the least a salesman can carry is an air duct calculator. Very easy, very small, put it in your book, and you can at least measure what the air volume is of the ductwork to make educated decisions. So, with the air duct calculator, you want to look at the friction per 100 feet of ductwork. And what you want to size the ductwork for is in between 0.05 minimum and then maximum at 0.1. If you start getting close to that 0.1 number, you're going to start hearing the air coming out of the vents. You're going to hear that velocity at night that seems to drive people crazy nowadays. So with that, I sized everything at the 0.1, which is the maximum. So that 16 by 8 ductwork, the max that I would feel comfortable of airflow going through there would be 700 CFM. Each of those 6-inch pipes will be at 110 CFM, all equaling 1,030 CFM. So she has enough volume of ductwork, or space of ductwork, to be pushing 1,030 CFM. Now, I explained to her that each ton of cooling is around 350 to 400 CFM per ton. So, if you did the math, if everybody else is installing 4-ton air conditioners, now all of a sudden she's going to have 1,600 CFM of duct, or CFM of airflow going through 1,000 CFM allowed through for the ductwork. So after I showed her my findings, she was there with me, so it was pretty easy to explain. I also got into the return air duct. On the return air side, she had a 25 by 10 return air drop going into your furnace. That only allows for you on a roughly 1200 CFM. So even then, your 4-ton air conditioner is way too high. So I explained to her, with that, and your furnace being 100,000 BTUs, most likely you're gonna have short cycling. So your furnace is gonna turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, or it's gonna start bump and limit because the heat exchanger is getting too hot. So that's what she doesn't want. So it's not a wise decision. The bigger is better method. Now, she understood what I was gonna go through, and so she wanted to know when I could install. As I went outside, I called my install coordinator. We actually couldn't get to it until the following week. We were just it's fall time here in Iowa, and it's just really busy. So as I went back inside, she said, hey, while you were out there, I called a 5th contractor, and I asked him his opinion. His opinion is, you are right, but you have an old leaky house, so he's gonna go ahead and bid 100,000 4-ton as well. That was disappointing, but it was refreshing at the same time. It was refreshing because he said I was right, which was odd, and disappointing because he was gonna follow the path of everybody else. I asked him why, or I asked the homeowner, why is he gonna bid you the same thing as everybody else if I am right? And she said, because I have an old leaky house. I replied, why are you using your furnace as a Band-Aid? You need to go and get an estimate for your new windows. You need an estimate for insulation. You need to fix the house. The furnace isn't the problem, it's the house. So fix the house and then make it more efficient, and then your furnace will work better. So after I give her all this information, she looks at me and she's like, you know what? I want to call the smartest person that I know. So I pulled my phone out and I sat there waiting for her to call me, and she's like, oh, no, it's my brother. And I was like, well, that's pretty insulting, but whatever, go ahead and call your brother. So she calls her brother and started going over all the stuff, and he basically said, I've always been told bigger is better, go with it. And so she ended up scheduling with somebody else. At that point, I left the house and I was like, okay, let me know your decision. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call and I'll help you out through this process, knowing that I am a week out and most likely I'm not going to get the job either. So she called me back. She told me her brother said bigger is always better, especially in these old leaky houses, and he drank the Kool-Aid, but whatever, that's neither here or there. Now, why am I happy that I did lose the job? Well, that's because by putting that bigger equipment in there, most likely that's just gonna be a callback waiting to happen. If I were to go ahead and put that 100,000 4-ton, the air conditioner's gonna fail, it's gonna start freezing over, the coil will, or the furnace is gonna start bumping limit and they're gonna be uncomfortable in the house. So I felt good because I gave the homeowner, and I saw in her eyes, she understood what I was saying. But I'm upset that I lost the job. I'm happy because I feel as if I was able to escape a future problem child, and I did not want my name on something that's installed improperly. So for all you salespeople out there, be confident in yourselves. If you know something is wrong, don't cave in. Stick to your guns, and it's better off that you lose that job than cave into a homeowner and install what they want to install. So I hope this is helpful for you new salesmen out there, or any old salesmen who have run into this position. This might be something that you want to talk to your younger guys about before you just throw them out to the wolves like that. And as a business owner as well, I wouldn't want my salesmen caving into a homeowner either. So if you like this video, go ahead and push subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.